Good afternoon, everybody. This is Corey from the Welcome Home team at RE/MAX. Today, I'm in front of the camera, and look who's behind the camera.
Hey, guys.
It's Maria. All right, so a little different change today, but wanted to take some time to talk to Dr. John Gould from Mainspring Chiropractic. He's going to tell us a little bit about what he does and how his business model is different from most other things that I've seen. So, John, thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks, Corey.
Absolutely. So, tell us a little bit about what you do.
I'm a mobile chiropractor in Bergen County. I help people with spine health and posture. I had a commercial space, and now I do house calls. So my business changed a lot in the last year.
Yeah.
So I pack up portable equipment, move into people's homes, help them with adjustments and exercises and home traction, and depending on what they're looking for, different services. If they're kind of young and they're looking for like infant and pediatric stuff, that's one thing. If they're expecting, that's another thing. If they're considering surgery, that's another thing.
Okay.
So I do a couple different things, but in people's homes.
So was mobile chiropractic? I don't know how you make that work, but being a mobile chiropractor, is that something that you did intentionally, or did you do it as a result of the pandemic situation that came up at the beginning of last year?
I would say I did it as a reaction to the public health things going on in the last year. So I had some women's health professionals that I worked with closely, and they said, hey, can you help people and go into their homes and do house calls? So that kind of gave me the idea. So I work with a lot of expecting moms in their homes.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Like, who's your specific clientele that you typically work with?
That expecting moms, is right now, yeah. So it was kind of golfers in my commercial space, and now it's expecting moms, and it was always one of my specialties.
Okay.
But I'm doing a lot of it, so I network and collaborate with doulas and midwives and OBs and physical therapists and pelvic floor specialists, and I take birthing classes to understand like what they're doing, and I'm really part of their educational process and figure out like what they're recommending for people and how I can help.
Okay. So what areas? You said Bergen County. How far do you go? Like will you go to South Jersey, West Jersey, like New York, Rockland? Like where do you service?
New York and Rockland is close. I have a New York license. I try to stay in Bergen County, but if people need me, I'll go further. Like especially for if people are working with a doula or midwife that I know, I'll go wherever they need to go. So sometimes I'm in Hoboken, or I'm in Crest Hill, or I'm in Ringwood, or so I'm all over the place.
So with that, what you've been seeing, obviously you've been going a lot more into the prenatal, postnatal service area, but as far as people working from home and people being at their desk more frequently, maybe not getting out as much with the pandemic situation the way that it was, have you seen different ailments start becoming more prevalent than they were in the past? Like I know I continue to like make myself sit upright while I'm talking to Dr. John because I'm usually like slumped over. I'm like, no, my posture's gonna be good. Are you seeing an influx of certain criteria or certain things that are happening to people more frequently now?
Yeah, I do. So I see posture deviations. People are slumping and slouching, or they're working at makeshift home desks and stuff that they weren't used to, or maybe they were more active, and maybe they had physical jobs, and now maybe they have more sedentary jobs. But you're right, they're not getting out and moving as much, and that's always a positive thing. And people are like modifying their own ergonomics. So, and it's whenever you kind of make a change in your environment or posture ergonomics, it upsets stuff that's already there. So,
yeah. Okay.
So
the people that don't get out, they don't get enough exercise. Is there something like obviously hunching over and looking at a screen, or like slouching and looking at a screen is not good for them? Are there certain little quick exercises they can do throughout the day to help promote a better posture, things like that?
Yeah, definitely. So there's a set of exercises called Straighten Up America, straightenupamerica.org. It's on the internet. One of my professors created it a while ago. It's in like 15 different languages and a whole bunch of different countries.
Okay.
And it has 3 exercises. One is the eagle, one is the hummingbird, and one is the butterfly. And those are the 3 most simple ones. There's more, but
okay.
You can look those up and do those, and it's great to oppose like sitting forward flex posture. It's for promoting upright,
I keep doing that.
shoulders back, movable posture.
Right.
So those are really good. They're good for most people's spines. There's a couple neck related ones where you kind of flex and then lift and extend, and it's good for adding neck curvature. And those are just really simple things that most people can do. people have differences in their spines, but
Right.
the vast majority of people can do that just to oppose forward flexed posture if they create upright extension based posture, and it kind of stretches those front pec and chest muscles that are tight and strengthens the back, the extensor muscles that
Cool.
need to be activated.
All right. So I interviewed Dr. John on my Facebook page a while ago, so you can see that on my Facebook page. But one thing that came up in our discussion after we talked is about cracking joints. And we didn't get that on there. Like, if somebody were to crack their nails or they crack their neck or anything else, is that normal?
It is a normal thing.
Is it going to make your knuckles swell like my parents used to tell me because I cracked my knuckles? Like, is that a thing?
That's a myth. You know, there was some Norwegian scientist who cracked knuckles on his right hand for 40 years, and then he x-rayed his hands, and he didn't have any arthritis or damage or degeneration. But cracking joints is releasing nitrogen gas that's dissolved in the fluid around the joints. So, you know, if you think about a knuckle, you can pull the knuckle apart and it pops, or you can push it together and it pops. You're creating, it's like opening a soda bottle. You're creating space, and the gas is coming out of solution. So it feels good. It goes up to the brain.
It does. It feels great.
You know, it travels faster than pain and other sensations, so it's kind of reinforcing and feels good.
Yeah.
It's not damaging. I would say, like, chiropractors work on specific joints in specific directions, and then the byproduct could be the pop or the click. I'd say, like, if you want to mobilize your neck under your own motion, that's cool. But as far as like taking your head and twisting it with your own hands, just like either like let a chiropractor do that, or like if it's under your normal range of motion, that's cool. But like try not to force it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because I mean, I see people do it, and I see people like cracking their necks. I'm like, oh, that's gotta hurt, and it definitely does hurt, and it definitely helps to that pop and getting that sensation out. But I didn't know if it was damaging or not. So thanks for kind of elaborating on that for me. Okay, so check out Dr. John on. Oh, Maria.
I have a question.
Sure, Maria.
Have you seen an increase in like arthritic conditions during this time?
Arthritic conditions can take a while. So what I see is increased mid-back curvature, reduced neck curvature, and forward head carriage. And so those do lead to degenerative changes in the mid-back and the neck. And that's being sedentary and sitting is kind of a trend that I've seen in the last 10 years. And other chiropractors and other doctors have seen that in the last 40 years. So as far as people having like specific degenerative changes in the last year, it takes a little bit longer to see that. But I see weakened, degenerated lower neck joints that are from those type of postural issues. And
So basically everything can be solved with exercise.
Yeah.
Make sure
So
you get
is
out
there
and do.
any specific guidelines that real easy math,
Yeah.
other than doing these
Straighten Up America.
Straighten Up America.
Exercises as we see online, but as if you're sitting for 4 hours, you should be walking, mobile, whatever for.
Like a ratio, like a
Yeah.
4-to-1 or something like that.
Yeah.
I believe that if you sit for 4 hours, you should get up and walk around for 15 minutes. You know that some employers have like X number of hours is like a 15-minute break or a 20-minute break, and there's a reason for that.
Mhm.
You don't want to sit for that long. People are sitting 10 or 12 or 14 hours a day sometimes, and you have to oppose that by getting up and moving. You have to. It's just too much, and I'm not meant to sit for that long.
No, you're not. You're not. Your body's not designed that way, and it's changes things that you don't do that anymore. But anything else? Anything else that you can tell the people that are listening about how to take care of themselves or what to do better to make things stop hurting?
Sure. I always recommend a good set of X-rays so you know what your spine looks like. So then you know what you're doing, loading the spine, bending and moving and lifting. Exercises in general, movement is super key. Like these joints have nutrition and movement, and that's kind of what keeps them healthy. So those are really important things. Like I work on people's specific posture deviations and give them specific exercises and stuff too. So get someone to look at you, whether it's a physical therapist or a chiropractor or a movement specialist or a trainer or someone that does functional movement. Like they have a good idea about how to bend and move and kind of treat yourself well as far as moving, bending, lifting, and
Awesome. Well, John, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
And follow us every Friday at 2 o'clock. We'll have John's contact information in the comments. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you next week.